Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Music Theory with GUIM. In this installment we're going to be checking out the chromatic mediant. We're going to figure out what it means, how to identify and use it, and then we'll listen to a series of examples at the end. In order to better understand what chromatic mediant means as a whole, let's check out what each individual word means. And those two words are of course chromatic and mediant. In most music that you're listening to, we're dealing with tonality, meaning we have a key that we're working out of. And we'll define pitches found within this key as diatonic. And this means that any pitch not belonging to the diatonic set is going to be considered chromatic. Or in other words, if we were in, say, the key of C major, anything not belonging to the C major scale is going to be considered chromatic. And how we implement these chromatic notes is a huge topic in music because there's so many things that we can do with them. So bear in mind that the topic at hand is only one of the many things you can do with chromaticism. But all you need to know for the sake of this video is that we're looking for notes that do not belong in the primary key. So now let's move on to the term mediant. Mediant is referring to an intervallic relationship between two pitches that is either a major third or a minor third away from one another. And the relationship can be either ascending or descending. For example, if we take the note C, the two upper mediants available are E and E flat. The two lower mediants available are A and A flat. And now that we have defined the two terms individually, let's combine them. So what we're starting to get is some sort of chromaticism that is related by either a major or minor third. But this can't be all of it because A and E in the context of C major are diatonic, they're not chromatic. So how are they included in this? And if we were in the context of C minor, then A flat and E flat would be diatonic, so how are they included? Well, that's because the term chromatic mediant is referring to chords and not single notes. Even if the note initially starts off as a diatonic mediant, and we can even create a diatonic mediant chord relationship, we can alter a chord's quality to contain chromatic pitches. So diatonically, we can have C major and A minor, but we can introduce chromaticism by making A minor A major. So now that we can define the term chromatic mediant, let's check out some basic guidelines for creating and identifying chromatic mediants. Step 1. The chords must be distanced either a major or minor third away from one another. This can be either ascending or descending. Step 2. The two chords must have the same chord quality, meaning both must either be major or both must be minor. Opposing chord qualities would yield no common tones. And by consequence, that gives us step 3. The basic triads must share one common tone with one another. Of course, we don't only use triads in music, we have extended chords, and that can yield even more common tones, but this is referring to the basic triads. Additionally, in music we love to bend the guidelines, and as a result, we also have double chromatic mediants, but we're going to save that for later. And so now we're at a point where we can define the chromatic mediant, we can identify and build a chromatic mediant, but do we know what it sounds like? I mean, even though I love talking about music theory, it's kind of pointless if we never listen to it. So let's listen to a series of examples for all the basic chromatic mediants that we can have. And while it is great to have isolated examples of theoretical concepts, it's extremely beneficial to actually hear them within a piece of music. So as I come across examples of chromatic mediants in my transcriptions, I'll be uploading those and explaining how they're being implemented within the piece. And to diversify your exposure to chromatic mediants, I'll also be uploading non-video game examples. These will most likely stem from either jazz or classical composers. But in the meantime, that's all I have to say about chromatic mediants. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. Otherwise, like the video, share it with friends, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to upgrade your support for the channel, jump on over to the Patreon to see how you can lend a hand. But until next time, this has been another episode of Music Theory with GUIM.